Forever a Jaguar. The Jaguars came about because my daughter, her freshman year in high school, she played volleyball for the first time, and after the season she wanted to get better. So that's when I did a little digging and research and found out about this thing called club volleyball. And she played with BVAC, and I actually coached that year. And after being out at the tournaments, and there weren't tournaments within city limits, we were driving to Odessa and St. Joe to play tournaments. I decided, I'm like, okay, there's not many kids from the inner city or the schools in Grandview, Hickman Mills area. None of those kids knew anything about volleyball. So I decided I wanted to start a club team. And so I talked to the director at BVAC to find out what I needed to do and how I was supposed to go about it. And she was very helpful in helping me get started. And so Ricky Hicks, who was our president, said that whatever I wanted to do, let's do it. Don't worry about the cost. We'll figure it all up, because we had no idea what we were getting into. So we set the fees only according to how much it costs to pay for uniforms and to pay for tournaments. So our first year, we were only $225. And we were actually blessed to have free gym time. And everything else, balls, ball carts, we had no clue. We had to buy all that stuff. I don't know what we thought going in, but we got it. Rick took care of us financially, and we got it started. And so our first year, we were supposed to have one team. We had 4. So because the word got out, and everybody within this area and in the city wanted to find out, okay, what the heck is club volleyball, and why are we doing this, where do we play? So we got a very large turnout our very first year, and thankfully I had some coaches that were willing to volunteer to take care of it. So it turned out pretty good. So that was our first season, is 2004, 2005. So, and we're still here.
I started playing volleyball when I was 12 at Smith Hill Middle School, and I fell in love with volleyball. I used to play basketball, and all of a sudden, there was this new sport that I'd never heard of. We didn't know how to play. And how I found out about the Jags was I got to Lincoln my freshman year in high school, and Tierra Posey used to play for the Jags, and I was good and I loved it, and she was like, I'm playing for the Jags, we have trials this weekend, and come out and play. And I had been looking, and my mom were trying to figure out how we were going to play for KC Extreme, and we couldn't afford it. They were charging $1,500 just to play and not even travel. That was just the practicing for uniforms and to stay within the KC metropolitan area, not to go any other trips out of the state. And I couldn't afford $1,500. Like, that wasn't going to happen. And so we contacted Coach Gina. She said, come out for the tryouts. And it's probably one of the best things I ever did, going to the Jag.
There wasn't many clubs within the Kansas City greater area. All the clubs were on the outskirts, Olathe and further out. Now there are several clubs within this area, some that are there for the reason of making sure girls have the experience and can play. Some of them are there for money, you know, but there are more out here now. And I think us in the community has affected, because a lot of people know why we're here, and it's not about the money. Our coaches are not paid, they're all volunteers, and it's because they love the game that they do it. And sometimes it's hard to find coaches that just want to do it because of the love of the game. But we have a few, so if that means that's what we keep, that's what we keep. But a lot of people are happy to see that there's a club within the city that's working with the girls and assisting them.
My junior year, I was really considering quitting volleyball, and because all the off-season teams I had been on, there had been so much drama, and it wasn't really about playing volleyball. It was who could donate the most money, or who could, you know, kiss as much butt as possible. And so when I found the KC Lady Jaguars, that was really like the time where I basically said to myself, either I'm going to have fun this season or I'm going to quit volleyball for good. And KC Lady Jags was definitely fun, and like I said, they were cheaper, and so it made it easier for, from what I understand, other players to play without having to really worry about, you know, not having enough money to play, or not, you know, like I said, a lot of times volleyball can be really political, and Lady Jaguars didn't seem to care if you were rich or if you were poor. It was just there to have fun and play volleyball.
Volleyball has always been really fun for me. I really looked forward to going to practice. So after like a hard day or a long day, I enjoyed like being with all the friends that I made at volleyball.
My endurance teams, I named that the first one, Team Endurance 1, it was because we talked about them being able to fight and endure throughout the battle of playing the game and being able to be the last team standing at the end of the day. In order to do that, you have to have the strength, the agility, and the endurance to be the last team standing. And play for volleyball is an all-day event. And I watch teams that are the strongest teams at the beginning of the day, but by the end of the day, they have nothing. They can't make it. Now, they may have stayed in first place all day, but when it comes down to the championship, they had eaten candy all day, they had drinking pop, they had taken naps. My girls were not allowed to do that. They had to stay up, fuel their bodies with protein, and by the end of the day, they were always the last team standing. So that's why I came up with the name Endurance. And it comes from the Bible scripture in Ecclesiastes, where it says that the race is not given to the swift or the strong, but the one that endures till the end.
I help with other kids, just help setting, passing, serving, because I feel like I was that little girl who struggled all the time. So I wanted somebody to help me, so I just helped them.
A lot of the older girls come in earlier and work with the younger kids. And I told them that somebody had to work with them, so it's best that they try and give back. So I'm like, I'm not asking you to coach a team, but if they help with the skill here and there. So there's a lot of them that come in early to do that. Royal, it was really hard. She was very apprehensive about coming back, about her knee. She still kind of worries about it, but then there's times she don't, when I need her to worry about it and she's diving on the floor.
I was really excited because knowing that after my 2 surgeries that I can just bounce right back, do everything I could 100% and be with my team. I mean, that just made me happy. She is an awesome leader on the court. She's an awesome leader off the court. Royal's personality alone draws people to her, and they trust that whatever she's saying and she's doing, is for the best. So she's a great leader to have on the team. They have the skill set. It's just a little bit of mental on some of them that breaks them down. But they have a lot of the skill set to be Endurance 2, and I see a lot of Endurance 1 in them. Nice moves. Jags on 3, 1, 2, 3, Jags! But how do you decide who gets by?
Play smart, right? That means if the ball's near you, you play it. Don't assume somebody else is going to get it. Open your mouth and play the ball, right? And we can't go point by point and then end up losing the game. We need to take the game and run with it. Every point counts. Serves especially. We should not be missing serves. Get the ball and play. I didn't say kill it. I didn't say hit him by your head. I said get it and play. That's all you need to do. Understand? Yeah, let's go. Pick it up on 3, 1, 2, 3. Pick it up!
I kept encouraging them, even with fussing. So, I mean, I can fuss and encourage at the same time, but I just wanted them to understand that the mistakes they were making weren't devastating. So they could actually recover from them. So I just kept pushing that and encouraging them.
Our team has improved by hustling way more, talking a lot on the court, motivating each other, staying positive, good attitude.
We made improvements on hitting and passing. We were struggling a little bit in the beginning, but we started picking up the pace and getting better at it.
Move your feet and get behind the ball. Alright? Quit misjudging. Back row, you guys cannot stand up straight and pass. It's going straight up in the air. Ain't nothing we can do with it. Get it to the center. Alright? Let's go.
Our hits, our passes, and our sets have improved a lot.
As a team as a whole, they actually played a lot better than they have been. They actually came together and was able to recover from their mistakes, which is something they've had struggled with. So, I mean, so for the most part, I'm proud of the way they played today. They didn't go home with, as many wins, but they actually, learned to figure out how to finish. We go to at least 2 outings a year to college games, KU, MU, or UCM within driving distance, so they can see college in real action.
To just see on how they communicate and how they act on the field or on the court, and they showed us how they can play at that college level, and that shows me how I need to play and get better at what I need to do.
She's given me kind of like hope in a way, because she's brought back players who did play for her, and it's like, well, they're just like me, I can do it now.
We have college players that return and come in. They talk to them about their experience with club, recruiting, college, and just kind of helps give them some insight that, somebody has been through this, especially in our club, and help them understand that it's possible they can, go out and play at the next level. We make sure that, one, with doing their recruiting, that they understand what's going on with the recruiting process.
She set up the films for me to be able to show off my skills. She opened up the gym, and whatever players she needed to set up for me to show off my skills to colleges and send tapes to them and let them know what all I was about.
Coach Gina helped me set up my recruiting page with my pictures, and put a couple of my film up there for samurai practices.
We've had, like I said, several players have gone through JUCO and have been successful and gone on to 4-year schools. So, we educate them a lot on what it takes to be an athlete, period.
She just explained it so well that whenever I was recruited, there was really no one else I could give all my gratitude to. She was just amazing in my recruiting process.
They can call me anytime, 24/7, text me, and I don't care what I'm doing. I'll stop what I'm doing to deal with whatever they're going through. I've dealt with death, family situations, some pregnancy issues at one point in time, so I kind of deal with a whole lot. But I try to make sure that I'm there for them as much as possible, and we also keep open communication with parents too. So,
Regina gives her all to the Jaguars volleyball. She is usually up until 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning until I make her go to bed, dealing with every girl, trying to see if they can get into college or making them better players.
Not just the team, but the coaches, because I think they're really tied into the kids, and they're getting today what I consider coaching. They're actually being honed on the skills that they're supposed to be performing at each position. So, aside from some of the other teams I've seen, a lot of input from the coaches.
You can be an influence in somebody's life while being their coach. You don't just have to be their coach. You can also be something else to them.
Coach Webb has just really been there for me since I started playing when I was 14. So from then up until now, she's always been to all of my games, even in high school, although she was my club coach. And now in college, she comes to my games every chance that she gets. So I really just like her presence.
I think that she really cares about the girls, and she has a love for the game. And I'm very happy to be a part of her team.
She's taught me how to fight through all my struggles and how to keep going and not let myself down.
Telling me to just stay positive. She always talked about God with me and just helped me out through the moments I was struggling and stuff.
She definitely opened up, I don't know, her heart to me too. I definitely felt like she was taking care of like one of her kids whenever she would talk to me. Like whenever she'd come to my games, she always made it a point to come up to me afterwards and tell me how great of a job I did, or you know, maybe some things I needed to work on or something like that. She just made me feel really a part of not only the team but a part of her life.
She is like always there, like you can like call her or maybe text her anytime you want and she'll be there for you.
Helping me get the fundamentals and like pushing me to keep on going whenever I was like tired.
Every time I feel like I'm down, I can always talk to Coach Gina, and she'll always lift me up. She'll always tell me stuff about God and how God like always kept like his mind straight on the prize. Like he didn't do anything bad. He encouraged everybody to do the right thing.
I do appreciate Coach Gina coming out and chatting to my games and supporting me 101%, especially when I got to college. She was like, hey, do you need anything? Let me know your schedule. And that was good. It was a good support system when you're the only African American on your team.
Honestly, this is her job away from a job, home away from home. So even when she's not here, all she's doing is thinking about volleyball. It's hard to have a conversation with her without including volleyball. But I mean, she puts her heart into it. She loves these girls, and she's fully like 100% dedicated to their success and make sure that they can do everything that they want to do if they want to do it, and trying to help them go on and pursue their dreams.
Through all the things that we went through our last year, as a team, it really helped me see her in a different way, and it really brought out her passion for the game and for us as athletes. Because there was a lot of stuff that happened, and she could have just been like, okay, I'm done, I'm not dealing with this, and gave up, but she didn't, and I mean, through it all, we finished together.
I think it's just my love for the game and for the girls. I have a true heart for the girls because I want everyone that comes to this program to succeed no matter what. I don't care if they don't make it to college as a player, but my goal is to make sure they make it to college. So I don't expect all of them to be players, but I do expect them to do something and to give back to their community no matter what. So I put a lot of work and effort and energy into the girls, not just the game, but into the girls. So I think that's one of the ways I stand out differently from other coaches.